What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be taking a look at a title called Deep Dish Dungeon. This is a dungeon-crawling survival RPG, from what I understand, that utilizes PS1-style graphics in order to get the job visually done. The reason I'm giving it a look, actually, is because I heard somebody compare it to Abiotic Factor, but inside of a medieval dungeon, instead of like a Half-Life facility, and I thought that actually sounded kind of interesting, because I think Abiotic Factor is actually a really fantastic game, a super underrated game. So we're going to give it a look today. This is completely and totally blind. These will be my first impressions. Along the way, I'll talk about the things that I like, the things that I don't like. Hopefully that'll help you decide whether or not you want to put it on your coveted wish list by the end. But if after watching this you wanted to get the game for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description where you can download this exact same demo. It does one thing I really like, just straight off the rip. Like the moment that we got in here, it's got a little toggle for like offline and online mode. That's great. More games should have that, dude. I hate that forced online shit. Can't stand it. Like, why does my game need to be connected to the internet? I have purchased the title. I now wish to play it on my hard drive. Like that very, very much. But as I was saying, the link is down below. On top of that, you can also find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links just in case you wanted to give them a saucy click, or no sauce, no pickles, whatever you want. Let's start the game off and see if it's fun.
Come this way. Come. Watch your step. It's hard to tell darkness apart from a pitfall. There are treasures here that could change your life. Of course, that's what people all here say. Ah, here we are. The entrance campsite. This is as far as I will take you. Oh, and remember, the journey ahead will not be easy for an empty husk. So, feast. Eat as well as you can. After all, you'll never know which meal will be your last. The ones who have gone inside have been pretty silent for the years. But you are different. Aren't you? You'll be the one to finally quell this old man's curiosity, I can tell. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Okay, so first recommendation, maybe hire some voice actors, because that's like the player's initial introduction to like your entire game. Don't just grab somebody from accounting to do it real fast. Actually get some voice act. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that work for like nothing. I picked up a stick. All right, we're doing the survival game thing. Let's continue on down the way, because obviously we made some kind of sojourn out here. An apple just laying down at the bottom of a dungeon. That's fair. How dusty is it? Is it going to have like a nice dusty patina on it? Give it sort of like a rustic taste? All right, so we've got a small chest. It's got 3 more apples inside of it, which is pretty cool. And it looks like apples actually stack. Okay, all right, we'll grab some apples right there. I can burn some wood, and it looks like I can actually rotisserie stuff too. If I want to, you can roast an apple. I don't know if that's like a confection that I've ever personally tried, but it looks like you can do it. I can grab the torch off the holder. Oh, nice, dude. Okay, I like little interactions like that. I need to find a spare torch around, though. That's what I really need to do. Let me grab a couple mushies over on this side, because we don't know exactly how bad hunger is going to be in this game, and throw the torch back on over there. So it looks like we've got a ledge up on that side and a few other things around. I don't know if I should light the fire or what I should be doing in here. But it does look like there's a little ledge if you go up this column right here. You can't see it with the light on that little torch stand over there. But if you pick up the torch, it throws enough of a radius that you can see this path that I think will allow us to go forward. You are starving and dehydrated. Whack. Well, that's not a good feeling. I don't like that. Hold on. Throw that back on there. I'm going to burn up some wood real fast. There we go. Put all the wood on there, and then we will rotisserie some apples. And hopefully this whole thing works out. It looks like they cook pretty quickly, so I don't think we need to panic about starving to death just yet, but water is also going to be a concern. So we need vines and sticks to get that. We can make another rotisserie if we want. We can build torches. Okay, there's things that we can do. Looks like the apples are cooked, so let's grab all of those. And if I wanted to eat like a roasted apple, we just right-click. Okay. I don't know if I should eat too, but it looks like I actually have a stomach that needs to be filled up over on the left. There's like different slots. Throw the mushrooms on there. We'll cook those up as well because I'd like to make a little bit of progress into the dungeon and kind of see what the game has waiting for us. Looks like the mushrooms are all nice and done, and luckily they're not the poisonous variety. I don't think I need to carry around this much food with me, so I'll just keep the mushrooms over there. Maybe I'll throw the stick in there as well, but let's eat the mushroom. I would like for my stomach to be full for a good long while, and it looks like they're actually using the Valheim system of increasing the size of your stamina and HP meters for every single food item that you've managed to imbibe. Back up here, we are going to have to figure out the water situation. Is that going to drain when I drink out of it? No, but hydration actually has a major effect on your HP and on your stamina. Our bars got big, quick. What's inside this door right here? Anything? I'd like to find another stick. That way I can actually make a mobile torch to come along with me. I don't like removing all of the light sources out of an area in order to work my way forwards. Makes me feel nervous, but I will grab that one right there. Break out the torch, and then break out the sword. Nothing inside the corner over on this side, but this strikes me as being one of those games where I should probably be exploring around and trying to figure out where stuff's at. There's a dead guy over there to the left, which means that's the last direction that I'm going to try to go into. I've got like a little bit of a jump, but I don't think it'll clear that gap, so let's stay firmly rooted to the earth for right now as we have a look around. Oh, there's a skeleton. Okay, all right, skeleton a little tougher than me. Smack him. Do I have like a dodge or anything that I can use? I can't tell if I have a dodge or not, but your combat is very, very unimpactful. Very, very stiff. And so I would work on getting that to feel a little bit better too. So like your skeleton shows no reaction when he's struck. There's no stumble. There's no flinch or anything else like that right there. Likewise, player hit feedback is not entirely too great. So those are definite areas where I think you could probably show a lot of improvement into the game feel of your title. We've got a rock right there. I don't know if I need the rock per se, but like I'll grab it. What's that, a torch holder? I don't think I'm going to worry about that for right now. Open up a secondary door. Luckily, it looks like we're blessed with superhuman Wolverine-style regeneration, though. So, like, losing health is not really that big of a setback. That's locked. I need a small key. Okay, I will keep a small key in mind then as I venture forward. I don't see anything underneath the stairs, and it doesn't look like there's any cobblestones or anything sticking out of the walls that might open up secret areas. But inside of here, we have an improvised shield, and we have 3 wood planks, which gave us a whole bunch of new crafting recipes. We can store things up. We can get a workbench. Okay, all stuff to think about, but I'm going to need iron rods in order to get that going. And then on top of that, we're also going to need leather before that's going to be fully functional. We need iron rods for the chest too, scrap metal for that. So we're probably going to have to pick up some of these metal resources from around here in order to start off with some of our gains. The roots do not look damageable by the knife that we have. And so cutting back over to this other area, there are crates around that we... Oh, there's a plank that goes up too. Where's the plank go? I don't really want to carry the plank just yet, but this does look like a little area where maybe we can do some kind of passage. Yeah, there's another treasure chest over here. Let's get it. 2 more rocks, which hopefully stack, and there's the small key that we were looking for. So I think I'm going to need to fall back to my base and just store things up for a minute because our inventory is completely and totally full right now. So until I can pick up more stuff, we're not really going to progress here. Having now completely vented out my inventory, I think we're ready to search some of these other areas. We got a small chest right there. That doesn't look like it goes up to anything, but you do kind of want to look around in this game and look for little paths and things that go upwards, because it seems like it's going to be that sort of progressive dungeon crawler where you've got to be aware of your surroundings. And we got 2 sticks and a stone right there. I will take that, and it looks like if I can get a plank up here, we can potentially cross over to that side. There's like another room over on that side that may have something useful inside of it to help us advance. However, it would require me to pick up that plank right there. Does this loop back? Like, does this lead where I think it leads? I think it does. That looks familiar. I think I recognize the door laying down right there, so I don't actually think that's going to be that helpful. As far as the boxes go, I don't know where I should set those up. It doesn't look like I can loot the skeleton or anything else like that, but we do have the small door key, so let's break that open real quick. And it looks like that's going to give us a way to elevate ourselves over the top of the roots so that we can just entirely avoid interacting with them. Let's take a look around the upper level first and make sure there's nothing hiding out in the dark here. We do have a wood plank right there. Are you going to wake up? Are you like a awakening skelly, or are you like a skelly that's going to stay down? Got me feeling paranoid right now. We do have some more water down there and another stick, but what is that? A nail? Bring rope? Oh, you can attach it to create like a climbing spot? Okay, I like that interactivity. That's kind of cool. It looks like you can go up fairly steep inclines as well if you really want to. How many sticks can I stack up? I'm trying to bring a bunch of sticks back to base because we have scrap metal. Okay. We needed scrap metal for something. I don't recall what, though. What was it that we needed for scrap metal? I think it was for building another chest over here. We're also going to need vines in order to get ourselves ropes. And so there's things to think about while we're out here in the dungeon. Oof, this looks foreboding. I don't know if I want to go down inside of here. I don't think we have much of an option, though. Scrap metal, nothing else looking too interesting laying around. We do need to figure out, I bet we're going to need some kind of forge or something else like that to render down the scrap metal and turn it into something useful. Our inventory, there we go. Get that in there, and it looks like we've got a bit of a busted stairwell right there. I don't think any debris can fall down about our head, neck, and shoulders, so I'm not going to panic about it too hard just yet being up and over my head. But if I can pick up as many things as possible before we inevitably have to make the walk of shame back to base, that's what I'd prefer to do. The clay pot breaks, but there was nothing else inside of it. It does look like with the wood plank, maybe I can do something with it. Okay, get that plank right there. And if we can... Oh, that didn't work. Okay, I did it wrong! And then I fell down a death pit. Okay, well, my plank is now very, very much out of position. I was trying to wiggle it in so that I could get it across to that door right there. But frankly, looking at it, I don't know if it's long enough. It may not be. We may need to figure out a different way up there, like with crates or something. There was an arrow inside one of these pots over on this side that might be useful at some point. I think we're going to need to be like 3 high up here. And then maybe if I can get this stacked up high enough, we can actually take the plank and put it on top of the crates to make it a little bit easier. Walk across that, over to the crates, and then just jump over to that door. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. That's what I'm feeling passionate about at the moment. It actually looks like there's a secondary camp over here, which is pretty cool. I don't know how that's going to help me, but we've got iron rods and it's got a workbench. That's nice to have, so we can actually make ourselves a bow if we had leather. Unfortunately, we do not have leather. Is this like universal storage, or do I have to go back and fetch all my stuff from the other camp? It looks like I got to go back and fetch all my stuff from the other camp. So in the interest of having all of my actionable materials that are useful for something, over on this side... Maybe I just make that run now. Is that a trap right there? It kind of looks like a trap. Is that thing going to fire blow darts at me? Broadcasting started. Everyone can hear you. Oh, so like if you're playing in group mode, you can activate that thing like those little mouth holes that are over. You ever go to like one of those big mega playgrounds they have in like some middle class cities where they have like the little speakers you can talk into and kids all over the playground can hear you if they're next to the other talking hole? Yeah, that's what the dungeon has inside of it. It's kind of clever. I think I'm going to make a bonfire. Oh, how do I make the roasting spit? That's what I want. Wood planks. There we go. Put the roasting spit over the top of that. That way I can we're about to have all of our food and water buffs fall off. So I'm going to have to make some kind of trip backwards in order to restock myself. But I do think that a steak sounds nice right about now. What does the iron pot do? We can make a kettle, a stool, a tent, and it looks like we can also make torch holders that we can kind of put wherever we want on the walls, possibly. Oh, no, never mind. It's like a little tripod that holds our torch. Okay, I can live with that. Okay, we're now officially dehydrated, so I think I need to head back to my point of origin, but I don't have a torch in order to do that with. If I deconstruct a plank, I notice this oh, that's for deconstructing base stuff. Okay, I thought it was going to be for breaking down other little objects that I had around. Honestly, I'm pretty excited about the torch holders. I'm going to put those things all over the place. I've been picking up sticks and trying, what are these, wild peppers? Okay. Yeah, I can get down on some peppers. I don't think I've ever met a pepper that I didn't like. Do these break off the wall right here? It doesn't look like they do. Looks like I'm trapped. What does this do? Lowers the water level down there? Okay. Got lots of stuff to think about right now. I'm actually a little bit overstimulated with all the different places I can go right now. There are a lot of places. Like, we've got all kinds of doors to investigate. We've got locations to investigate. Do we get a map or anything? I would love to have a map. So there's the thing that we were supposed to attach the rope to. Skeleton's up now, though. Oh, he got that lunge on him. Okay. I tried to fight the skeleton without food buffs, and apparently that's a terrible idea. The good news is it actually kind of worked in my favor because it brought me back to the place that I was going to come back to anyways in order to grab all of the things that I have stored up inside of here, so I'm kind of totally cool with it. That was actually sort of like a fast travel mechanic that made my life easier. I can live with it. Where was that water bin at over here? Give me that water real quick. I'm going to eat myself a roasted apple. And then I'm going to eat myself another roasted mushroom. That way it buys us like another 10 minutes of not having to worry about our meters. Over on this side, we killed that skeleton right there. Didn't quite figure out what's with that up area right there. We're going to have to play around with that in just a second. So many things to investigate right now. That's where I'm at, is that there are a great many things that I need to investigate, but with keeping the light lit and everything else, I've got a lot of priorities that need to be handled right this second. I also need to go back and see if I can recover my body very rapidly, because I did have some stuff on there that I would like to have. Let's get back up here. Oops, Skeletor, what's up, dude? How we doing over on this side? We just kind of doing our thing? Yeah, you get like fat defensive bonuses and also attack bonuses for having food on you, I think. It seems like we take a lot less damage. Our death pack is right there. Give me my food back. Give me that. And then I do like the way it leaves your torch laying strewn on the ground. That's kind of a nice little detail. So I say we pick a direction and we go after it. I think I'm going to go up this plank over here because it's at the corner of the room, which makes it manageable. And walking along this upper platform, I don't think I can jump to there, and I think getting a plank over there might be a little bit challenging too. I mean, frankly, I don't know if exploration like this is going to be rewarded. There was a pot right there, and something just fell out of it. Something gold looking. Is that why I came here? Are we about to get rich, dude? Did I just find like a solid gold statue? Hey, where's the pawn shop at around here? Also, do they check the serial numbers and tax stamps on gold? I have further questions as to my financial risks. Let me see what just fell out of there. What is that? It is a golden statue. A new treasure found, the golden statue. Okay, but like, why do I want the golden statue? Worn smooth by 1,000 fearful hands. Okay, what benefit does that bring me? Or is like the goal of the game to find all the treasures? I'll put it in there for right now. Let's stack up a few more sticks for when the fire gets low, and then we will also roast up some peppers. If I can find some chains, we can actually create a kettle that we can put on that'll allow us to make stew. Oh, we get drinks and potions, and then the cooking pot right here will allow me to get broths and soups. Let's try that out. Okay, so there's my pot. There's my iron rods. Let's get... Oh, we got smelter, too. We need 5 clay and 5 scrap metal. All right, one thing at a time. We're going to put down the cooking pot, but I think we're going to need another fire in order to make this function. So maybe we do the fire first. What does the fire take? The fire takes rocks and sticks. Gotcha. So I'll probably put this one over here just so it throws light into another corner where we can't really see. I'm trying to be utilitarian. Like, light is a resource in this game, and I'm trying to utilize it properly. Then we'll take this guy and we'll put it over the fire. So now we've got 2 different cooking implements that we can play around with, and I think we just throw random stuff in there and then we get something out. I'm not really ready yet to roast up any more of my resources, so let's offload everything that I don't need to carry around for right now. I don't think there's anything saying we have to put it in a chest either. We can kind of just like sit it on the ground nearby, make this whole thing work a little bit more flowy. I would like to get a crude sword, but I need iron rods and animal hides for that, and we don't have animal hides yet, so until we find those, that's not going to be that helpful. This crude sword, it is kind of ass. Like, it's not very good. Dude, this stack of boxes plan is looking like it may actually come together. Like, we might actually be cooking with this one, except that the physics are making it really dubious. But that's fine. I'll fall and break my legs. I'm fine with it. Got another arrow right there. Okay, I'll worry about that a little bit later. Looks like we've got a rusty gate on this side, but I'm going to need something that hits a little harder in order to get through there. I love these kinds of little exploration games. We've got coal. Does coal give me any new recipes? Because I would love to have new recipes. I feel very passionately about expanding my recipe book right now. We still haven't figured out what clay or anything looks like either, but I feel like it's going to be obvious when I see it. Anything in this pot? Mushroom, just in case you're interested in that kind of life. Okay, let's go back up and let's see if we can actually make this connect, because if we can, I think this plan is about to be dope. So I need to pick this up, and I need to pick it up. I need to rotate it into position, but it is mighty unwieldy right now. Does that work? I did it. Okay. Sick, dude. Oh, I need another small key. Oh my god, I've been bamboozled. I went through some major engineering work where I put on my hard hat, I had a plan, I executed, I pulled it off, and now I have been told that I need to find a key around here. Okay, I will do my best to find a key. You have successfully bullied me into exploring further. I will go down this swirly twirly area right here. The rock piles can be destroyed, but once again, we don't have a strong enough implement to do it. Down at the end of the hall, what are we looking at? So we've got an incline, and I think this is actually where we sort of ran out of inventory space before. Okay, well, if we find this clay around, I think we'll have a logical way to move forward. Another plank. Not going to worry about it for the moment. Can I get on top of that? Man, my perspective is all kinds of weird right now. We've only got 31%. What the hell is that thing? I can't really hit it. I'm on top of it right now, and I don't think that it can make it up over the ledge. There we go. Bust that scorpion up. Ow, dude, that thing is eating me right now. I'm hurting. So with a little bit of regeneration under my belt, just murder that thing. There we go. Perfect. Can I get anything out of it? Do I get any loot or anything? It doesn't look like I get loot or anything, so I'm not going to worry about it too heavily. I think I smacked this one a little bit. There we go. That one's now dead too. Definitely has a little bit of like a King's Field feel to it, which honestly I think is why it's working on me right now. With 20% left on my torch, I don't know if we should go that much further. It may be time for us to sort of think about going back and making a new torch. If I can find 2 sticks, I think the goo pile can be destroyed as well. Many interesting things to investigate. There's another small key. I don't want to lose my stick at the moment, so I'm going to put the wood plank in there because this place is like filthy with planks. I'm not worried about finding planks. They're everywhere. Like, they're strewn all over the place. But now that I have another key, we can open up that elevated door and kind of see what that's got going on. Oh, you can collect vines off the ceiling for the rope. I didn't even notice them. Okay, I thought the vines were going to be the destroyables that we went past earlier. I'm learning things right now. I sort of like the way that the game emergently pitches challenges at you without giving you any guidance. You just have to figure it out, all right? You have physics, you have boxes, you can move things around. It's almost a little puzzly in that regard, but it sticks to its dungeon crawler roots enough that it doesn't feel like a puzzle game. It feels like an adventure that you're going on into. My torch is about to go in just a second, so that makes me think that it's a good candidate to be mounted on a wall over here just to give us more light coverage, because I don't think it loses durability while it's on the wall. So I'll put that over there, and we are going to have to make ourselves another torch, but one thing we're going to have to keep in mind is that we only have 4 sticks left, so we're almost out of torches, and then we're going to be stuck in the dark, and I don't want to end up in like a Shadowkeep-like situation where I just summarily die when I'm in the dark. I don't know if that's how this game works, but Shadowkeep taught me that if you get stuck in the dark, you die, okay? Let's get some planks, and we'll also get some scrap metal, and we're going to make ourselves a secondary storage chest very rapidly, and I will just put it right there. Okay. Load this up with all the things that we don't need for right now. Not going to do too much organizing just to start out. I'll just kind of leave it where it's at. What I really want to know, though, is what's behind this door over here. On top of that, I also want to gather up some of these vines so that I can make a oh, we got water flask, food basket, pouch, scrap, cape. Hold up. Did those go? Okay, so those aren't inside of there, so they got to be inside of the workbench. Let me grab a few more vines from around here. I think that was like the only vine that I saw, but pouch. Pouch sounds promising because at the moment, my main thing that I'm contending with is just that I have to make a ton of trips back to base to offload my inventory, and if I can eliminate that as just a time waster, I will be pleased. We've got 3 vines for right now. And then, of course, oh, I'm dehydrated again. Damn it, I gotta go back to the water pool. You know, and I just realized you can deconstruct all the chests that are all over the map. They count as player built. So that would also be a really good place to get a bunch more resources from while we're just cruising around and doing our thing. Like, it's a nice little influx of planks and stones when you do that. We are also, once again, losing our food buffs, so I gotta, like, grill up some dinner real quick. But with the vines in there, let's take a look at the workbench and see what we've got to supplement all of our stuff. So over on this side, we've got a scrap cape. We produce less noise, but I need ragged cloth. Okay, and then the pouch, I need leather, so we still need to track that down. Animal hides over on this side would be helpful. We need leather for that. So pretty much we're like locked off by resources that we have not yet found. And until we find those, it's going to be a little bit of a task. The good news is I've got mushrooms and I've got peppers that have already been cooked. So I'll probably, can I freshen this up? I can. So it will allow you to eat a similar buff twice. Okay, especially if the other one's low. I was actually curious about that because that's just like a quality of life thing, is I don't want to sit here waiting for the buff that I'm getting from my food to fall off. It would be much preferable if you eat a similar food type. It just refills the meter real quick, and I'm happy to say that's exactly what happened. Okay, so now time for the fateful door that I spent so much effort stacking crates for. What's in here? Hella skeletons. Helletons is what I would say. Are they going to wake up? I don't trust that at all. They're definitely going to wake up, right? Can I, like, smack them up a little bit and just sort of, like, stimulate them back to life? I really dislike that I can't hurt them until they finish off their animation. That's deeply upsetting. Oh, and now there's 2. Okay, well, I definitely don't want to die in there. Oh, he'll just run straight off the edge. That actually isolates and makes this a little simpler, because I need a second to regenerate anyways. So, where'd he fall to? There he is. Man, we really suck at fighting. We are not good at this. I bet an upgraded weapon's going to help out a ton, but we ain't really got that right now. We're trying to make do with what we've got. Is the rat edible? What's this rat doing? I can capture it? I'm going to capture it. Raw meat, actually. Okay, so we can process out the rat into dinner, just in case we're that desperate. And I suppose when that hunger kicks in after 3 or 4 days, you probably will be. What's up with you, Brody? Yup, just keep beating him down. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, really unimpactful combat so far. I haven't tried out the shield yet, though, but I do think that, like, your sound effects, they need, like, a once-over to make everything sound heavier, chunkier, more weighty. I do think that monster sounds could be a little bit more shrieking and terrifying. Oh, I know where that goes. Okay, so that was that rock pile that we couldn't break earlier. What's going on down in here? Scrap of metal. Okay. Terrifying hallway of death. Can't have a dungeon without one of those. A few more sticks for fire. And I can't cut through spider webs either. Can I burn the spider webs? I can. Nice. Love that little interaction right there. I get disappointed by games so much that we need the prison key to get in there. I get disappointed by games so much that have like a clearly obvious mechanic that they could implement in order to make the game more immersive, and then they just skip entirely over the top of it and conceptualize it down into something much less interesting. That I don't expect stuff like that to work ever when I play games. Is this a door right here? It cannot open. The door is jammed. Well, that's what I wanted to check on. It kind of looked like a door, so I'm like, well, there's a door in the middle of the wall. We might as well give it a look. What about this guy? Cannot open the huge door. That may be for the best, because that strikes me in fantasy tropes as being the kind of door that like a cave troll will walk through, and I'm just not equipped at the moment to deal with cave trolls. You could put the rat in your hand. I love that, dude. Look at him. He's kind of adorable, man. I've always been a big fan of rats my entire life. Some people really don't like rats. I like rats. I think they're great little animals. The reason why I don't own rats, though, is because they get old and they die too fast. They live just long enough for me to get attached to them, and then they promptly die at the ripe old age of 2. And then I was like, man, come on, dude. You gotta live at least 5 or 6 years. There is one door that we haven't gone through on this side. Oh, it takes us to the back end of the vines. Can I, like, whack the vines again? Do the vines burn or the roots? No, you can't burn the roots. All right, fair enough. Why is my torch not illuminating? I have questions. Oh, because it's on 0%. Yeah, our torch was about to die. Okay, so its illumination gets lower and lower and lower as it gets towards its expiry, I suppose. Let's grab that right there. We'll make another one. And I got to figure out where I'm supposed to go next. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to go right now. I have not found anything that looks like the next location that I should be going to. I'd like to think that the demo's not done yet. We did drain all the water out of here, but I think jumping down there might be a mistake until I figure out a way to get back out, and that's going to be the nail on the wall, right? Okay, we've got it now. We've got it now. We've got it now. I know what I'm supposed to do. I figured it out through the powers of deduction. So I need 2 vines in order to make the rope. My vines are in right there. Let's craft the rope. Cool, rope's done. I'm going to throw some planks in there just because I can get more planks. I can't really get more sticks right now, and I need them for torches. But let's nail this up real fast. Okay, rope has been tied. How do I climb? Oh, you just touch the rope. Okay, that works. Down deep into the darkness. No clay as of right now, but I'm going to need more planks before too long because I just dumped 5 of them into what I was trying to do. A hatch door. There's stick, too. Definitely want that. Doesn't look like I can get through that window right there because there's nothing on the opposite side of it. But what is this area? Algae. We've got a fish wrap, a bug roll, and an algae salad. Okay. Another Skeletor over here. And another lump of coal laying on the ground. We must have been naughty this year. Santa's littering that stuff all over the place, dude, with 0 regard for my feelings about it. What did that do? It raised the water level? Do I want the water level to be raised? Is that clay right there? What? Oh, hey, what's up, Skeletor? How we doing, man? We like doing our thing over here? There we go. Down you go. I would like to see XP and level ups and like the ability to customize your character to have, I mean, even something basic like increasing your HP, things of that nature to feel like there's some level of development as your character gets stronger. Once again, we got a ladder right there. Okay, as long as I can get out. And then we've got another goo pile. Is the goo pile a thing that I can break with fire? I cannot break it with fire. Okay, oh, that's very dark. Don't like that one bit. More algae. I was thinking down here where the water's wet, this would be like the kind of place where we'd find, I don't know, maybe some clay or something, just silty, washed up. I'm going to guess that my character can't swim. This seems like that kind of game. Is that water dirty? We probably don't want to drink that, right? And I definitely don't want to jump into it. What's up this ladder? More algae. Skeleton. I don't know if I gave that skeleton the whoop down yet. But let me go get my food buffs one more time. It looks like the skeleton has a lootable bone. I didn't notice that before. Maybe I can make something out of bone. Hold up. It's got like, so it's a little bit occluded. Like, the skeleton is laying on top of the lootable, which is why I didn't see it. What do I have going on here for food? So we got mushrooms. Throw that on there. How do I butcher the rat? How do I get the meat out of the rat? Do I need like a cutting table or something? I bet you I do. We've also got a grapnel. Okay. Actually, I probably don't need to cook things up right now. It looks like I've got enough food in my inventory that we can make this thing happen. I actually may have overdone it. Like, I didn't get the hydration buff, but it looks like the hydration buff and the food buffs are interchangeable. So, like, I think I can live with that. But let me get the bone off this skeleton. There we go. Oh, he came back. He's ready for war again. Okay. I don't have as much HP this time. But I am just going to stay in and melee you. With the bone, I didn't see what it added. But we did pick up a bone. Can I whoop things with the bone? What did it unlock? Did it unlock anything? It looks like the water, it automatically replaces whatever your weakest buff is when you get it. So, like, you're not going to lock yourself out of being able to drink water just because you had too much of a big boy dinner. Over on this side, I don't think oh, maybe I can. Hold on. I broke my ankles again. I don't know, dude. I wanted to get up there. I wanted to see what was on that little ledgy right there. So far, there's been stuff in every nook and cranny. Now that we have our buffs back, I can go back down to the sewer area, though. Alright, sewer area. So up this ladder, we had a skeleton, and then we had a path that went through broken bars. But he hasn't woken up yet. Oh, never mind. He woke up. I'm thinking we may have to get a shield, man. Something that I can block and fight with. Go to sleep. Lay down. Alright, that's a good skeleton right there. Yeah, so it looks like we're kind of like step logicking our way through here. What is that? Is that anything? Nope. Okay. Still on the hunt for anything that resembles clay, though. Which we, as of yet, have not found. Another arrow over on that side. We haven't found leather either, so I don't know exactly where we get leather from yet. It looks like I can actually swim, but you can't go underwater. Gotcha. Okay. So we've got like a little bit of exploration in front of us where I gotta figure out what we're supposed to do next. Oh, there's eels inside the water, dude. There's eels inside the water. I've seen a moray eel in real life, like in the wilds, man. I was scuba diving with my cousin in Hawaii when I was back over there visiting family, and there's this big stone archway underwater, and we had like one of those, oh, this is before iPhones. We had one of those, I don't know, plastic enclosures that you could put a disposable camera inside of. And in so doing, he's going to come over here, isn't he? Yeah, see, this is like a two-pronged problem because... get out of the water. The eel can't follow me. I'm draining my stamina while I'm swimming, but also while I'm fighting. So we're losing multiple meter from every single angle right there, which is honestly horrifying. There's a hammer! How do I get the hammer? Oh, we dropped down in there from somewhere, and then I bet we can break open the gates. Oh, I didn't see the hammer. Oh, now you got me all titillated. You got me thinking about things that I would like to have. All right, eel. You want to have the drama? You want to have the smoke? Nope. Doesn't look like he wants the drama or the smoke. We got to figure out a way to drain this, though. If we don't figure out how to drain this, we're in a bit of trouble. Actually, I guess I can just drain it back, huh? So with the water up... Oh, dude, more eels. What is up with all these eels over here? Luckily, they can't follow me. But back to my story. There's a dope archway underwater. And we want to take a picture, like, shocking it up underneath the archway, which was, like, 15 feet underwater. We went down to the arch. There was a moray eel that lived inside the arch. And it was like... Wah! And, dude, that thing was, like, 8 feet long. It looked us dead in our eye and then, like, swam off into the ocean. The ocean's a terrifying place, dude. None of us should ever be inside the ocean. 'Tis not the domain of man. Oh, I died, dude. Is it gonna move my bag to the nearest landmass? Heights hide secrets. Okay, I like that. It's giving us little teasers right there. A little bit of hint every now and again to let us know what we should be doing. But I'm gonna drink this water real fast. And now that I have rehydrated myself so that I do not dehydrated myself, can I get out of here? I may have, yeah, I probably should have looked before I leapt right there, but an extra stick is always appreciated. It's one of those games where, like, stick is like golden treasure, man. You always need more of them. The downside is I don't have a weapon, and if any of these skeletons decide to respawn on my way back down into where I died at, we have a big problem on our hands because I can't fight, and they're pretty speedy. Like, they have a solid land speed for being undead, so... I'm a little bit worried about my future survival. But either way, this right here is Deep Dish Dungeon. My thoughts about this one are pretty simple. I like the exploration. I like the dungeon layout. I like that this is a game where it expects you to use your brain and figure out the problems yourself to advance a little bit further. Definitely some puzzly aspects inside of this title. However, that being said, combat definitely needs a big facelift. That's the #1 liability that I think the game has as of right now, is just that the combat does not feel very good. You're going to need to have something more complex, something more robust, something that makes the dark feel dangerous and like your character is a weighty, hefty human. That would be the main thing that I would focus on. Sound effects could probably use a once-over as well, because that's another issue with why the combat doesn't feel super great. But I do like what they're playing around with here. Like, I definitely enjoyed myself here today, despite those little flaws. So my name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today we were playing around with Deep Dish Dungeon, a very interesting little emergent dungeon crawler that requires equal parts brains and brawn if you actually want to accomplish anything. I will see you all later. Thank you for hanging out with me. That's about all I got for you, folks, and I will catch you all next time.